Hello, welcome to Chapter 9 Bootstrap Paragraphs, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn what do you mean by Bootstrap Paragraphs and the inline text. Okay, right now let us understand like the Bootstrap default settings. And coming to the default settings, the font size will be 14 pixel and the line height is 1.428. And this is applied to the body tag as well as all the paragraph elements. Okay, now to cross verify the Bootstrap default settings, what I'll do is I'll jump to my Visual Studio and I'll add a paragraph here and let me cross verify whether the default settings is applicable or not. Okay, to do that, let me take a div element. To that div element, let me add a class, and the class is container. Inside the container, let me take a div element and let me add a class called row. Okay, now inside this, let me take one paragraph element and let me add a text called Ankpro training. Now when I open this web page in the browser, now our job is to cross verify whether this paragraph or this body tag, body element, okay, it's having the font size 14 pixel and also the line height should be 1.28, and we'll cross verify that. Now I'll click on the Google Chrome icon present here, and once the build has succeeded, this opens the page in the browser, and our job is to cross verify the default size of this text. Okay, it will be like 14 pixel and the line height is 1.428, and let me press F12. It's a shortcut to developer options. Okay, you can observe here. Okay, let me go and select the selector and click on the particular text. Okay, now let me scroll down. You can observe here. Okay, the default font size is of 14 pixel and the line height is 1.4287143. Okay, this is what the Bootstrap default settings is going to provide us. Okay, and that's what we learned now, and also we cross verified like what is the font size and the line height, what the Bootstrap is going to give us by default. And that's what about the Bootstrap default settings. And coming to the next part, Bootstrap inline text elements. Okay, we have some of the tags present here like u tag, small tag, sorry, s tag, mark, em, strong, sub, and sub. Okay, what all these tags stands for? This tag stands for underline, this is for strike through, highlight, this is for emphasize, strong for bold, SUB stands for subscript, and SUB stands for superscript. And why do we need these tags? And they have their own importance. Let us see the usage of these tags. Let me jump to Visual Studio and let me start coding here. Let me remove this paragraph tag, and right now let me add something called Ankpro training. Okay, and let me copy and paste this, or let me, okay, the first tag is u tag. What is this u tag does? It underlines the content which comes within that tag. Okay, now when I run this page, when I push this content to the browser, this Ankpro training will be underlined because of this u tag. Similarly, we have some other tag. Okay, and let me name it as Ankpro training. Okay, now let me add s tag. S stands for strike through. In the sense, whatever the content comes between this strike through tag, it's going to strike the text. Okay, similarly, let me copy this such that I can copy and paste very soon. And the next tag, whatever it's present here, is, let me jump back, and the next one is highlight, emphasize, bold. Let us check all of them. Okay, like what is by strong tag or mark tag? Let us check the mark tag first. Whatever the content comes within this mark tag, it marks the content as highlighted. Okay, that is the advantage of using this mark tag. Similarly, we have something called mark is done, then emphasize and strong. Okay, emphasize, if you want to make your text, okay, bold, then you have to use the tag called emphasize tag. Sorry, if you want to make your text italic, then you want to use this emphasize tag or em tag. And if you want to make your text bold, okay, then we have to use a tag called strong tag. What is the tag? The tag is strong tag. Let me come here and let me close the tag. Okay, and these are the tags, these are the um, inline text elements. Okay, we are seeing right now these are the tags which are inline elements. Okay, now if you want to make your text underline, strike through, highlight, emphasize and bold, we have done a demo here. And let me open my browser and let me press F5. Okay, you can observe what's happening here. Like the first content is underline tag. Okay, we have used that underline tag to do that work. Okay, we come back and let me refresh. You can observe here the first tag is underline tag and the second one is strike through, it's just striking the text. And this one you can observe like a light colored background with the, it's a background, it's a ball, like it's a mark tag which highlights the content. And this is if you want to make your text italic, then we have to use the emphasize tag. And if you want to make your text bold, okay, then we want to use the strong tag. And we are left with the other two inline elements, text elements. They are subscript and superscript. Okay, let us understand what is the subscript and superscript. For example, if you want to write some mathematical expression right now, okay, in the sense x square plus y square, how do I do that? X square plus y square, and this does not looks great when I jump back to my, okay, it looks like this, but I want this two to be at the top, like x square plus y square. How do I do that? That can be achieved using the superscript tag. What is the superscript tag? Let us see it now. Superscript is super, and let me close it here. Okay, let me copy and paste just to save the time. Fine, let me go back and let me refresh the page. You can observe something like x square plus y square, and that can be achieved using this superscript tag. Similarly, let me copy and paste and let me do it for subscript. Let me change only b here. Similarly here, okay, it comes like x to the base 2. How it looks, let me come back here and let me refresh here. This is superscript tag which makes like x square plus y square, and this is subscript tag which makes like x to the base 2 and y to the base 2. Okay, this is what the advantage of using these inline text elements. Okay, we have around 6-7 inline elements which have their own importance. Okay, and that's what we learned right now in this session. And coming to the next slide, we have something called Bootstrap text align classes. Okay, these classes are going to align the text. Okay, for example, text left to the left align, center to center align, right to right align, and we have some other things like justify and text-nowrap. We'll learn the importance of all these things right now. Let me jump back to my Visual Studio and let me erase all these things out, as we have learned all these things right now. And now let me understand what do you mean by text left. For example, let me have a paragraph and I'll name it as Ankpro, TRAINING training. And to this paragraph tag, let me add a class called, okay, a class called text, okay, text right. Okay, what it does, it brings this text to the right side of the web page. Okay, and let me copy this just to save the time. And let me make it as text center, and let me make it as text left. By default the text sits at the left, but if you want to explicitly specify, then you can specify text left based on the scenarios. And we have left, let us see the output of these three things, how it looks. Okay, when I press F5, you can observe here the first class is text right. Okay, it's coming at the side, and the second one is center, and third one is left. Okay, that's how it renders this: right, center and left. And we are left with the other two classes. They are justify and no wrap. Okay, to understand it very clearly, let me jump back here and let me add paragraph. Okay, and to that paragraph let me add some dummy content, that is lorem content. Okay, this does not works. Let me try with other way of coding, that is we call it as Zen coding, and this works. Okay, it gave the content, it gave the paragraph element with the content also. Now when I run this page, how it looks, let us check it. F5, you can observe it's leaving some sort of space here. Okay, exactly, it's not coming. Okay, how can I achieve that? And that can be achieved Okay, in the sense, let me assign a border to it such that it looks very clearly. Let me come back here. Let me write some inline styles here, or let me add a style tag here. Just for demo purpose, I'm writing the style tag here itself, but keep in mind you have to write the styles in external stitch, then I have to give a link here. Okay, but just for demo purpose, what I'll do is, or let me cut this. Okay, let me write an inline style telling like style is equal to border 2 pixels solid. Okay, and now when I come back to my browser and let me refresh, you can observe here this content is leaving some space here. Okay, and how can I fill this space and how can I make the text align properly? It's with the help of this text justify. Now let us observe that what I'll do here is, to this paragraph class I'll add a class called text justify. Okay, now just observe the change. What happens here, the space gets filled. If you can observe here, this is how the text justify is going to place the content completely to the web page. In the sense, it's going to align the content very clearly and make it justified. Okay, that's what the usage of using this class justify. And we have other one left, and let me take that one also. The content is, the next class is paragraph. Okay, and let me add lorem content to it. Okay, and let me come back. Let me add a class called, right now when I refresh, you can observe the text is here itself, and in the sense it's wrapping the content. Once the text is filling the container, it's wrapping the next part of the content to the next line. Okay, but now if I want this content to be present in this single line itself, then what I have to do, I want to use this text-nowrap class. How do I achieve it? It's very simple. I have to add a class called text no wrap. Okay, it does not wrap the text and put it in a correct order. If I specify this, you can observe the change now. Okay, you can observe when I do the text no wrap, the content is coming in the single line. Okay, and it provides a horizontal scroll bar at the bottom. Okay, this is what the advantage of using the text no wrap. And finally, we learned the Bootstrap text align classes. Okay, we have 5 text align classes and they have their own importance. Okay, and coming to the next part. Okay, Bootstrap transformation classes. What do you mean by Bootstrap transformation classes? Text lowercase, text uppercase, and text capitalize. These we call as Bootstrap transformation classes. Now let us understand this very clearly. Let me come here and let me remove all the content present here. Okay, let me add a paragraph and let me name it as Ankpro training, and to this let me add a class. Okay, what is the class we have here? Like Bootstrap transformation classes, text lowercase, uppercase, and text capitalize. Okay, let me add text lowercase. Okay, here you can observe I have my starting letters A and T as capital letter. Now let me come back here and let me refresh. You can observe the starting letter of the two words Ankpro and training, A and T, are small. And how did I do that? That can be achieved using these text lowercase. And coming to the second part, training, and now the class text uppercase. Now the changes, all the letters of that two words will come in the uppercase. You can observe here. And that's what we achieved. And coming to this last one, that is text capitalize. What do you mean by text capitalize? Okay, let me add Ankpro training, and to this Ankpro training let me add a class called text capitalize. And what it does is it makes the starting letter of each word, okay, in the to come in the uppercase. Okay, that's what the definition here. Capitalize first letter of every word. Now let me go back and let me press F5. So here in my code I gave like A and T as small, but it's rendering like A and T as capital because of text capitalized class. And that's what we learned right now. Coming back to the next one, Bootstrap lead class. To make a paragraph stand out from other paragraph elements, use the bootstrap lead class. Okay, what do you mean by that? Okay, now let me come back here and let me learn the usage of that lead class. For example, let me add a paragraph like, what is Ankpro? What is Ankpro? What is Ankpro's motto? Okay, now let me come here and let me add something like we'll add innovation is our mantra. Okay, this is what, but when I come back here and when I refresh the page, it looks like this. But I want this, what is Ankpro's motto, should be somewhat highlighted. Okay, in the sense I want this what is Ankpro's motto should be leading this content. Okay, how to make that what is Ankpro's motto to make it lead? Then very simple, we want to add a lead class. What it does is it makes the paragraph stand out from other paragraph element. Okay, then how do I do that? To this paragraph, what I have to do is I want to add a class called lead, and let me come back and let me refresh. You can observe this is what the lead class is going to do. This is make, if you are having two paragraphs, and to the first paragraph if you add a lead class, and that paragraph is going to lead the below paragraph. Okay, in the sense it's going to be highlighted, and that's what the advantage of using this lead class. Okay, and coming back to the next part, abbreviations. Okay, bootstrap abbreviation with the title attribute displays a dotted underline. Okay, and when the mouse is hovered on the abbreviation, the pointer becomes a help cursor and the title attribute value is displayed as a tooltip. Okay, now what is that? Okay, we are learning abbreviations, how to work with abbreviations. Like, let me type ABBR tab, and the title is World Health Organization. World Health Organization, this is the title, and this is the WHO. Now I come back and to my browser and let me refresh. Here you can observe, like as I said, this is the bootstrap abbreviation with the title attribute displays a dotted underline. Yes, it is displaying a dotted underline. And the second part is, when the mouse is hovered on the abbreviation, the pointer becomes help cursor and the title attribute value is displayed as a tooltip. Okay, now how do I do that? It's very simple. You can observe here, when I move over on this, the cursor will become like the question mark. The cursor, the pointer with the question mark, we call it as help cursor, and it's displaying a title. Okay, telling like it's a tooltip, it's acting like a tooltip, like World Health Organization. It's displaying like what is that abbreviation, WHO. Okay, that's what the advantage of using this bootstrap abbreviation tag. Okay, and coming to that last one, bootstrap initialism class. Okay, bootstrap initialism class provides slightly smaller font size. Okay, fine. Now what I'll do is I'll jump back here, and what I'll do is let me remove this abbreviation and let me add a paragraph, Ankpro training, and let me add MVC, comma C#, comma Xamarin. Okay, now to this class I'm going to add a class called initialism. Okay, now let us see the change, or let me remove this first and let me show you later it. Let me come back here. There is no change between the two text, but immediately when I add the class initialism, it provides slightly smaller font size. Okay, to this content I'll add a class called initialism. Now check the change. Now I've not yet refreshed it. Now when I press F5, see here the font slightly changed. Okay, and that's what the usage of using these classes, whatever till we learned now, and that's all comes under the main heading called Bootstrap Paragraphs. Okay, that's what we learned in this session. We learned the each and importance of all the classes like Bootstrap, initialism class, abbreviation, transformation classes, lead class, as well as text-align classes, and the default font settings and line height, and also the inline text elements we learned. Okay, these all come under the Bootstrap Paragraph sections. And Last but not the least, okay, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel called Ankpro Training, and also you can like our Facebook page visiting these URLs, and we're also on Twitter. You can follow us. For further references, you can visit our sites, and we're on LinkedIn too. And last but not the least, I would like to tell, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.